We're back. We made it. Another day.
How much can we hear that train?
I know, probably pretty loud.
It's pretty good.
Welcome to Goshen.
Hey guys, I'm your host Lincoln, and do you remember when I said probably wouldn't buy any alcohol? Probably wouldn't resume buying alcohol?
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by Upland Brewing, Patio Cat, Chill Sesh Summer Ale with Guava, 4.5 ABV, 12 fluid ounces, Bloomington, Indiana. Sorry, there's a lot of words on this. Midwest, USA. I'm not going to read the rest of the words. But
Nice.
This is the beer of the evening. Lincoln had a hard day at work, so beer. Timon, what do you think?
I've tasted this before. I've definitely had this a lot. It's a pretty common beer. One you'd see on the Upland brews a bunch of different beers, and I feel like this one's like probably their most famous one.
It's nice and light. It says summer ale with guava.
Yeah, it's really good. I've not
It's got
ever tried it before.
A little bit of a juice kind of taste
tasty.
to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I'm going to drink all 6 of these. I'm going to drink 5 of these tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty light, pretty chill. Joe, sit.
Hey guys, if you're not watching the podcast, we have Joe front and center. So if you want to see Joe and see him look at us, Joe, look at the camera.
Over here, bud.
Look at the camera.
He looked right at the camera.
He looked right at the camera.
That was cute.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Yeah, that go check out our YouTube video. We'll be up today, hopefully, and you'll see Joe front and center.
Yeah, he's literally sitting on the ottoman between us. Oh, he's going to try to crawl into his lap now.
Oh my gosh, he just gave me a kiss on the face. This is so cute.
Yeah,
scripted.
I've seen him
scripted.
eat so much trash.
Yeah, his breath smells bad. Oh yeah, your breath smells bad. You want some of this guava? You want some of this Patio Cat guava?
Joe loves beer.
He
Fun
does.
fact. We don't give him very much, ever.
Just enough.
Just a little tasty taste sometimes.
Yeah, your breath smells so bad, bud. Well, guys,
It's Friday.
It's Friday. You've heard us
We
rambling.
have made through another week, and that's fine.
We are your hosts on this podcast, daily content for today. And let's just jump into questions. On Friday we do questions, and today we got a question from one of our listeners, from Aaron.
It was Joe throwing off our rhythm.
He's not. He's
He definitely is.
adding to our rhythm, I think.
Oh, man.
Maybe. Yeah, I used to put he's right where my laptop would go, so that is a little
Isn't
tough.
this better, though? Isn't this a better video?
I mean, it's going to bring more views. This is our marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Marketing 101.
And
for
now
the
he's
dog front
licking the ottoman.
center. Yeah,
Must be something tasty there.
probably.
Joe, stop.
Sometimes
Don't
you clean. Sometimes you just purchase a dog
Joe,
who cleans
stop.
for you.
No, he doesn't. In fact, he does the reverse of cleaning.
Yeah, all of our stuff is full of dog hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got him from a friend, and I'm pretty sure I asked him how much he shed, and our friend and listener Alex is like, normal, not that much, not that bad.
Yeah.
He sheds a lot.
Yeah, he sheds.
He sheds a lot. He sheds like a long-haired dog.
Oh, he's giving me sad eyes. Okay, so Aaron asks us, hey, Timmons Podcast, at Timmons Podcast, did you guys get bought out? Is this why you're changing the name?
Aaron, find out Monday when we talk about changing the name.
Yeah, it's a great question, Aaron.
a great question.
We did get bought out. We are, as you know, a podcast that has thousands of listeners. And so with that comes actually a lot of responsibility. And we're really bad at handling responsibility. So we thought, let's just farm that out.
We sold the podcast.
We sold the podcast to Joe.
Yeah, Joe's definitely going to kick my beer over. While we get there.
It's giving me like the saddest puppy eyes ever. What do you want, bud?
Yeah.
You just want love.
Another question from our listener, Brian.
Hey, Brian, what's up?
What kind of games does Timon play? Lincoln, do you also play? I don't. Not really. I play
You
some
don't play video games.
I play some Minecraft sometime.
You definitely play games, but not video games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brian, that's a great question. I have a list of kind of like a bunch of different games that I play on the rotation. Heaviest game I play, the game that I play the most, the game I have the most hours in. That's the worst thing about gaming is you can look at the total amount of hours you've accumulated in this game. And it hurts sometimes, but this game that I play a lot is called Rust. Coming to console soon, I think, but I play on PC. I think I've talked about it on the podcast before. Another game I play is Apex Legends, the Modern Warfare Battle Royale as well. I played that with James before. James and I slayed out for a while. That was fun. Minecraft, Valheim.
I think it's Valheim.
Yeah. I had a listener message me and tell me that she messaged you
Oh, yeah.
to let me know that I was pronouncing it wrong. So,
I didn't correct you.
You didn't.
I don't
corrected
care.
myself.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Don't care. Shout out to that listener. I also play, let's see here. What else do I play? Diablo 3. I've been playing some Diablo 3. I've been enjoying that a lot. In the past, I played Warcraft, World of Warcraft, or Hearthstone. Anything from Blizzard, really. You'll see pretty heavy on my rotation. And Minecraft. Yeah. Oh, my original, one love is RuneScape. I love some RuneScape. So, there you go. That's the whole plethora of my gaming right now.
Brian, in college, I would play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 a lot with my buds.
That's a good game.
We played that all the time. We all got good enough to have fun on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's definitely a level of skill involved in first-person shooter. I mean, I think probably every game.
Yeah.
Where if you're not good at it, it's just not fun.
Right.
And so we played enough that we could, be on the same team and not be competitive, but just not lose that bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. We had some good players.
Trumped on. Just destroyed.
Ben, our listener Ben, was a part of that. He was pretty good.
Nice.
I think that's probably
Jason, Ben, you.
As far as our listeners go,
yeah.
I think that's probably about it.
Yeah.
Tim and I got a question for you.
Okay.
I've been contemplating, and I've got a question for all listeners out there. I've been contemplating buying a watch for a long time.
Yeah.
Do I have wrists made for watches?
Oh, yeah. They're white, right?
and then follow-up question, can I put your watch on my wrist right now?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, sick.
This watch is a Citizen watch. Got it from my sister. She used to work at a jewelry store. And the cool thing about Citizen is it's solar powered. So if you just need it to recharge, you put it in front of the sun and it turns back on. Yeah, and watch tip, make sure you put it on your left hand because your right hand's for writing, unless you're left-handed, and then it's the reverse. So whatever your main hand is, you put
not
on
your dominant hand.
Yeah.
Opposite your dominant hand. It's
Yep.
it's the rule. Listeners, what do you think? What that
Wow,
feels?
you look powerful.
That
That looks actually really good. Yeah, dude, tell me why work was rough. Bro.
tells time. Oh, I went in early today.
Yeah.
There were lots of papers to do. I
Yeah.
did some of them.
That's tough.
That's why that was a long day, and I'm gonna go in early tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it too much because it's work and it's not interesting. But
That's part of your life.
I'm feeling the pressure because I have a new boss on Monday. I did not receive a promotion. My old boss moved out of their role, and the new guy starts Monday.
Yeah.
So interested to see how that goes.
Okay, Joe. What's up, bud?
So is Joe.
Yeah, Joe's very interested.
Yeah, I just let me take a picture of this.
Dude, I like that, Loki. That
It
looks
just
really good.
feels awkward, but I don't wear anything on my
Well,
wrist
you got
ever.
to. It's like.
But once I got used to it,
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, bud. What's up, Joe? Oh, you gonna give me kisses? You gonna give me some more kisses? Guys, make sure to check out our YouTube video. This is just beautiful what he's doing right now. Yep.
Yep, he's
Give me a kiss?
he's a part of the podcast. He's really a part of it this time.
Yeah. I think he's gonna get off of
Joe,
this.
no. Hey, come over here. Come over here.
You're gonna go somewhere not over by the laptops, please.
Oh my.
No, he just wants to
my.
go. What is
my
he
goodness.
doing?
He's just crawling, just crawling over. Okay.
He's
There we
like, yeah. That new bosses, man. That's always a little difficult.
I'm interested.
You're not sure what's coming in. They have authority over you, but you don't have a relationship with them.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it goes. I think it'll go well. Everyone who's met this individual seems to. It's an outside hire. Everyone who's met them so far
They like
has had
I'm sorry.
really positive things to say about them. So I think it'll be a good thing. Anyways, back to the questions. Listeners, I'm sorry, Joe's not in the shot anymore.
Yeah, he's out.
He's
Back to
sitting-
the question.
He's sitting right behind me.
Yeah. Good question, Aaron. Good question, Brian. We have other questions and we have other comments. So let's get to them. I have a question from John.
Yeah, let's do that.
That was a pretty solid question that he sent us. So Friday question. Wait. Let me kind of break this down for us real quick. So we talked a little bit about how he was having a problem last Friday, basically. Wasn't it last Friday we were talking about how he was having work problems?
Yes, it was. On the episode Q's and A's and Q's. Go back and listen to it. It was gold. It was 50 minutes of us.
That's solid stuff.
Yeah.
So he said, he messaged us yesterday, and he said, yeah, that guy was fired. Him and my boss talked, and he was like, you're taking John's side. I guess the guy said, you're taking John's side. And my boss was like, LOL, no. And he was like, the guy was like, I'm going to quit. And my boss said, okay. Then the guy was like, wait, no. And then my boss was like, too late.
You quit. Oh, my goodness.
And then the guy broke into my boss's house because you want to talk things through. But yeah, he's gone. And my boss also got Ring.
Nice.
The video app for people breaking into your houses. I'm
yeah.
like, wow.
Listeners, pro tip for all of you out there from our former sponsor, from our friend Golf Lessons with John.
Yep.
Don't say I quit unless you really mean it.
Yeah.
So that's the resolution to that story.
Yeah. That's a good story. Thank you, John, for letting us know.
I'm glad that's working out for John. I hope the individual who quit can find employment elsewhere quickly. Seems like the job market it's pretty solid right now, so I imagine he probably could.
Yeah, this is perfect. So. We're not in a pandemic or a recession or anything. So John asks, question for Friday. If Hollywood made a movie about your life, which actor would you want to portray you, and what would be the name of your biopic be? What would be the name of your biopic?
Okay. This is a good one. What?
He tells us his answer. Do we want to hear that first?
Let's hear that.
He says, I'll go first. Mine is Bobby Lee. So you want Bobby Lee to play him, which is so great. And the title would be Asian Invasion, Filipino Boogaloo, featuring Keanu Reeves as Keanu Reeves.
Nice. John, I didn't know that you knew Mr. Reeves, but it's cool that you do.
He's a good dude.
That's what social media seems to think. He doesn't touch women. I don't know.
Yeah,
have you seen those pictures?
Doesn't, like, he hovers over it.
Yeah, so in a lot of pictures of Mr. Reeves taking pictures with young ladies or not so young ladies.
Yeah, any ladies, really.
Anytime he goes to put his arm around someone for a picture, he never actually touches them. Yeah. He just hovers his hand right about their shoulder.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's gold. He knows what he's doing, it seems.
He is not a toxic male.
He doesn't even want to touch you.
Yeah.
That's how much he doesn't like you.
You know, before we answer this question, can I talk a little bit about the all men is trash thing?
No.
I've been thinking about this a lot.
No. We talk about this once a week.
Can I just...
Do you have new thoughts about it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right.
So, I know I've been ragging a lot about all men is trash, and I've been thinking about it, and I realize...
Can I tell you my thoughts about this real quick?
Yes.
I think it's probably correct. All men, all of them are trash. But you know what they say?
One man's trash.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
No, that's awful. I understand the sentiment it's coming from. And I think there is some truth to it. I think there's a lot of trash that humans across the board have, right?
People just kind of act trashy sometimes.
And I think, but also, I've been thinking about this. It's like...
Not that it's okay. That's a statement of fact, not...
I saw a statistic about how 20% of rapes happen from a male friend. And I understand...
That's it? Well, I don't know. A lot of, 20%, one out of five.
I don't know if someone's raping you. That's not your friend.
Truly, no. But, a lot of, sexual assault happens to someone you, know. No, it's not a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
And so like with children, with just across the board, it's the person not just the stranger who breaks into your house or car. Typically, sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No.
I'm going to continue.
So I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I understand the what they're trying to say, like men are trash, but I think there's trash happening across the board, and you just need to be aware that everyone is trash in a way, or all men are trash, right? I understand what they're saying, but it's like you can't trust people. Like that's the number one thing. Don't trust people. Like you have to in some places, but like you really gotta watch. And if someone is your friend, understand why you're your friend, especially if it's like you're a female and you have a male friend and you're single. Chances are that guy wants to hook up with you. Not that that's the case all the time, but to like not even have that as an assumption.
I need to interrupt.
Right? Go ahead.
Do you have like 30 seconds more of this content?
Do it. Yeah. What?
Just
you go to the bathroom?
No, just keep going.
Okay. Yeah. So he's gone. I understand where they're talking about, now I totally forgot where I was going. Guys, thanks so much for being part of this podcast. It just hurts when they say all men is trash, and I understand that, but I just feel like some people are just applying that liberally when I agree that all men are trash, but you gotta just like, oh, he's getting another beer. I haven't said anything for the 30 seconds you've been gone because I lost my train of thought.
I'm cool with that.
Every man has trash qualities, and you need to be aware of that. But also, I think there are trash qualities in every human individual, and so to like demonize one group.
So we're talking about like the infinite potential of humanity.
Yeah.
To be infinitely bad or infinitely good. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
And every human has that built into them. The potential to be like pretty evil or
I have it.
Or like
there's
a
situations that
force.
come into my life where I could make a bad decision and it's a trash move.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a bad person, right? I don't think I'm a bad person. I try to be like kind and genuine and listen and care about people, but I can make bad decisions. I am human, And so there's a narrative out there, but it's like you can't have a conversation around that narrative. And I'm willing to like listen to it, but right now it's people who are screaming because they're hurt by men. Rightfully so, they're hurt by men because the men have hurt them.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you also put yourself in a situation, maybe not, maybe they didn't, but there are situations where people put themselves in it, and it's like, yo, he's not your friend, he just wants to hook up with you. And so realize that. Like, understand that you can't trust all men. Like, don't trust all men.
You can't trust all people.
You can't trust all people. Yeah.
I mean, all men specifically, but like all people.
Yeah.
I had a thought about this, and it has left me.
Yeah.
I wish it would return. Shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like it's coming back. So like, if you are trying to have a constructive like argument with someone that you really care about, and maybe that's what's missing. You tend to like the idea is you avoid saying statements like all or you always do this or like you never do this, like things like that. Like think about a couple arguing, like the husband saying to the wife, "You never cook dinner," blah blah blah. Right. You never, like, that's not true. It's really unfair to make exclusive statements like in a conversation like that.
Yeah.
Just because they're typically lies. I feel like I've seen a lot of evidence that all men are trash, but yeah, infinite potential to be trash or not trash.
Yeah. Well, and when you say all men are trash, that's another thing I add. You're talking about gay men, you're talking about trans men, you're talking about your brothers, your father.
Elliot Page, trash.
Elliot Page, trash. You're talking about your future children, if you have children. You're talking about your sons are trash. You're talking about,
They might be.
I just, it's such a huge
I understand the
thing.
I have a lot of sympathy for the sentiment because I have lots of friends. Like every female friend I have has been harassed or sexually assaulted by a man.
Yeah.
Like every single one of them.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of evidence that like dudes do a lot of really trashy things. And so like the statement doesn't turn me off, like I think as much as it turns you off.
It turns me off.
It's just the semantics of it, like.
Well, and you can't even talk about it. It's like you have to believe this specific way. It's
you just don't like people telling you what to believe.
Yes,
or
that's
how to
100%,
think,
or how to think. And I think it's like we can have a conversation about it, but a lot of people don't even want to have a conversation about it. It's like you have to believe this, and this is done. And I'm like, well, like I understand where you're coming from, but we also have to have conversation, like because this if you take what you're saying to the farthest point, that could be really bad. Like there are nuances and everything. So
yeah.
Anyways, I would probably have Theo Von play me in my movie.
We're back to that.
That was bold, wasn't it?
I kind of forgot that's what we started talking about.
Honestly, I wanted to talk about this so I could think about what.
And I'll be honest, haven't had a bite to eat all day.
So you're hangry?
Trashed.
You're trashed. You're about to be trashed. Theo Von. I'm trying to think. Who else would I want to play?
Who would play me in the movie about your life?
Oh, dude, Adam Sandler.
Really?
No, I don't know. Okay. First, I probably. Like, so, what's his name? He was in.
So I'm gonna go ahead and give my answer because I think Timon is about to hit the nail on the head.
Okay,
and I want us to be on the same page.
Yeah,
I think near the top of my list as far as actors who would play me, Jack Black.
Oh yeah,
is definitely kind of up in there.
Bill Hader, is that his name?
Yeah,
is that the guy from Hot Rod?
I mean, Bill Hader's in a lot of things.
Is he the guy who...
The cop from Superbad?
Yeah.
Or Seth Rogen. I feel like my hair's not curly.
Yeah. But the personality of it.
Yeah. Or like if John Hamm gained like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
That would... Because
we
both... Well, I mean, that's who I would pick to play me. We
Yeah.
both have real dark hair and like dark brown eyes. And like just features that are, whatever.
Right.
Brown.
Who would play me
in the movie about my life
or my life as well? I don't think Theo Von would. I just love Theo Von.
I don't.
What's the dude from Sons of Anarchy who's super jacked?
Oh, I don't know.
That's who I want to play, like the super jacked guy with the beard.
I saw the question and I thought about who would play me. I did not think about who would play you because that's not what the question was. So yeah, I don't.
That's the question you asked.
I feel like if Matthew McConaughey was younger and had a man bun,
that'd be kind of cool.
That would
yeah, that would work.
Yeah, that would
a kind of vibe.
Probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say the guy from Jimmy Tatro, Xander from Simi Valley.
Oh.
I would love to have him play me.
Yeah,
that's not who I am, but I would just love that kind of. I don't know who would play me.
Yeah, listeners.
What would the title of your movie be called?
Ooh. A series of medium bad choices.
Oh, seriously.
A journey in learning to love yourself.
Yeah.
Directed by
Ron Swanson.
Wes Anderson.
That'd be cool. Martin Scorsese would be the director of mine, or the guy who did Napoleon Dynamite.
Let's say, do you know the name of more than one director?
You've named one of them. Quentin Tarantino. I think that's another one.
I have not said.
And is Andy Samberg the director?
I feel like Andy Samberg could do a good Timon.
Dude, he would actually. Yeah, Andy Samberg.
He's pretty flexible.
That's it.
You guys have a really similar nose. I haven't thought about that one before.
This is probably what the name would of my movie be called: Homeschooled and Not Having It. You know what I'm saying? A Tim and Nymphs movie.
Okay. I feel like you would just play you.
I probably totally would.
Yeah.
And direct it.
Yep.
Maybe not.
Because that's how you live your life.
That's kind of how I do.
You're the director.
Yeah.
All right, listeners, if you have thoughts about who would play us in a movie about our lives, at this point I would imagine it could just be one movie about us.
It could be our movie.
Our movie. So listeners, in our movie Who would play Tim and who would play me and who would play Joe?
And what would be the title?
Can we get the golden retriever from Full House?
What about
Is it
the
dead?
dog off of
Might be
Family
dead.
Guy?
How about Wishbone?
Oh, yeah.
Wishbone would be a good dog to play Joe.
I'm trying to think of other dogs, famous dogs.
How about the dog from Wilfred?
What about that?
Elijah Wood?
What about that dog, the big red one?
Clifford?
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He'd be, what's the movies where they there's a dog, two dogs and a cat, and they're trying to get home? Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound.
Yeah, nice. Yep. One of those.
What
dogs.
a sad movie.
Yeah.
I remember crying watching that movie as a kid.
Yeah.
More questions.
I only cried in one movie. My Dog Spot.
Yep.
True story.
From Elisa.
Ooh, okay.
What's up, Elisa?
What up,
I said
Elisa?
your name correctly. She says, I feel like all my questions have the same type of theme to them, so I'm going to give them a segment name called Fad or Future.
Ooh.
So this week, my question is, do you think subscription boxes are a fad or a way of the future? Because you can get subscription boxes for anything from razors to clothes to cereal.
Yep.
Is this today's latest craze, or
Is this a future?
are the latest generations getting too hooked on convenience?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I got my mom a subscription box for Christmas. So of candles. You know what I'm saying? And that was a good gift. That's a really good question, Lisa. I think it really is a fad, to be honest. That's what I think. But I think I don't think we're at the peak of the fad. I think it's going to be something that we do for a while, but then I think it's going to go away. That's my assumption. What do you think?
I think they're dumb. I think that subscription boxes are a good way to waste a lot of money and not get any items you actually need.
What about like razors? Like if you use razors at a certain level to automate it so you don't have to purchase it from the store, I understand that. That's nice.
But what's the premium you pay on that convenience?
It's actually cheaper because they're not. Well, I'm like the Dollar Shave Box. It's like $1, dude, and you pay for the handle, and you go into the store and you buy a regular razor. It's like $15. Not that you get 4, right? But then you have to go to the store. You have to buy. Like I understand the convenience factor of that. I think Dollar Shave Club is slightly different. I did a subscription box for vape back when I vaped, and that was awesome too. So like I think it can't be something like a mystery box. Have you seen?
Okay, so
You know what I'm saying?
a few I'm thinking of are at the top of my head. Bark Box, like the one you get for your dog.
Okay, yep.
And it's $20 to $40 a month.
Just random bark. Like toys and
There
stuff,
are
right?
I've seen boxes advertised as like manly, like the distinguished gentleman's box where it's
You get a cigar and
like a knife, and I've seen like in the automotive community they're like car stuff where they'll send you random car sort of trinkets and like products. I don't know. I look at those and I think I don't need a lot of these.
right. But like, well, if it was like a whiskey or a butcher box, right?
So I've seen whiskey boxes, and they send you vials of whiskey, and you can try lots of whiskeys.
Right.
Some of them make a little bit more sense than others.
Right.
Whiskeys, it would make sense for a time period to do that, so you could try a lot of whiskeys.
And then just buy
but
what
you're
you
still
wanted.
paying a premium for it. It's still way overpriced.
Yeah. Same with butcher box. That's good meat, but it's a little bit more expensive. But like I said, like with the razors, and when I bought the vape juice was actually more affordable because and you had a whole different selection. So like when you would want to buy just the smaller 30 mil or 30 milliliter thing of vape juice, it was $15, and you're averaging like 7 a piece. You got more money. You got more savings when you go into the vape store and buy the big ones, the 120 milliliters, just the massive ones. But you don't have like 20 different. So you got the same cost savings as buying bulk, but you got to do 15 or 7 or 10 different flavors. So that worked out.
I think some concepts for boxes make a lot of sense. I think some are just like excessive. Like, here's cool stuff you get every month. Like, this is like, I don't need like I don't know.
Yeah. I don't need 20 different pens
like
that come every
trinkets.
month.
Like
Right.
some get very trinkety.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
I don't-
stuff you won't ever use. I think, to answer your question, Lisa, I think maybe, I'm going to change it a little bit. I think that the fad is going to go away, but I think the ones that have panned out and work well will stay and be something that's there for a while.
I think Butcher Box is going to stick around.
I think
it's
Dollar
not-
Shave Club.
I don't think Butcher Box is like terribly overpriced for what the
it's not too
product
bad.
you're actually
And
getting.
you're getting like really good stuff.
Plus, if you don't have like a butcher in your town, like sometimes that would make sense. There are instances I think Butcher Box makes a lot of sense.
Right.
I've thought about doing Butcher Box before.
Allison's done Butcher Box.
Yeah.
You should talk to her about that.
It's cool.
Interesting. Yeah, good question,
Yeah,
Lisa.
thanks, Elisa. I think
I like the segment. We can add this to
fad or future. I think they're a fad. I think perhaps the time is starting to wane, but like Timon said, the ones that have been around this whole time will probably persist.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, once they have a base of people who will buy subscription wise, like, that's such a good business model, because then they know they can project exactly what they're going to make next month.
They get a year at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a month at a time. They know how much they're going to make next month when they bill everyone that's done it. And so it's like they'll grow or they'll not, but they'll at least know what their bounds are compared to other businesses. They're just like, I hope you buy these products, so it's a really good business model.
It's probably a big upfront investment for the business, though, to purchase all those items and then whoever they have to pay to assemble, like the physical work of compiling that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So what I'm saying is there will be a Tim and Lincoln podcast daily content show subscription box coming.
That'd be so hard to put
Yeah,
together.
it would be tough. Yeah.
So the last part of her question,
Jokes.
is the latest generation just getting too hooked on convenience? I think all the boxes, even like Dollar Shave Club and stuff, like it's very like, if times got hard, I think all these would disappear.
Really?
Yeah. I think if times actually got kind of hard, like if it was like 2008 again,
Yeah, they wouldn't be.
I think all these are like a convenience based thing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because if you don't have a lot of money, the cheapest 2-blade razors at the store are cheaper than Dollar Shave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Bic razors that cost $4 for 20 of them.
Yeah.
And so like I think a lot of it's driven by like
won't shave.
or yeah, I just
Yeah, I mean, like,
and I think that's a little bit more extreme.
Yeah.
But like a lot of this is you do pay a premium for stuff like you kind of need, but like at the same time kind of don't need. And so
Right.
I think they'll all go away eventually.
I think convenience, though, I could see us. I think we're just going more and more down that path. I think you're right. Future generation and even the older generation, I think everyone in this time frame, whether it's Generation Z or millennials or even boomers, man, they love their convenience. And so I don't think it's like a generational thing. I think it's just our culture it likes convenience. We prop up convenience.
We have a lot of money comparatively.
So yeah, well, you gotta think. I was thinking about this white privilege, right? Which is a thing, but there's also a thing called iPhone privilege. Like if you own an iPhone, you are the 1% of people.
You own a pocket-sized supercomputer.
Yeah, which like a lot of people in other countries don't have access to. Mm-hmm. You live in Africa, I mean, they may have phones, you know what I mean, but I doubt they have iPhones. So not the majority.
You're not talking about like urban and like big cities in Africa. You're talking like out like
no, even big cities, right? Even in big cities, I wonder how many of compared to how many people that have an iPhone.
Okay, so compared to 100% of people.
Yeah, well, compared to Goshen, right? Goshen is a town of 40,000 people. What do you think the percentage of people have iPhone here? 30?
A smartphone?
No, just an iPhone, not even a smartphone. I'm not saying that people in Africa don't have smartphones. I'm just saying if you were to compare to like an urban center in Africa, how many of them have iPhones? The percentage might be a lot of them have Androids, but I doubt a lot of them have iPhones because it's more of a US based thing.
Is iPhone really more US based?
Why would you? Why would
Android? I feel like iPhone's pretty global.
100%. No.
I don't think so.
No. Well, when you can buy a phone for $60 or you can pay $600 for a phone, which one are you going to buy? You know what I'm saying?
The $600 one because it's going to last 4.5 years versus $60 every 8 months.
Yeah. I just think
I get what you're saying.
To having an iPhone, and so I don't
just
know.
access to the internet. It's like a huge privilege.
Yeah.
Like there
That's
are
gonna
people.
change, though. By we're gonna have, what is it, Starlink or whatever by Elon Musk, where we'll literally have internet across the globe. We'll have that in the next year or two. Any place in the world where you'll have internet.
We'll see. The cars still don't drive themselves.
Yeah.
Which is what he said would happen in 2018.
Yeah.
Tesla Roadster still doesn't exist. Tesla truck still doesn't exist.
That's true. They're coming, right?
Like, I'm not saying I had a conversation with our listener Brian and our listener
Joe.
Say things. And our listener Jay on Snapchat today. We were talking about just Tesla the brand.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read you some of the things that were said. I'm not going to tell you who said them. One person said that Elon was the Antichrist.
Okay, Jay.
And one person said, I think the term you're looking for is techno king. And someone said, all hail our Lord and Savior Elon. He builds cars with quality issues that will lock you inside if they catch on fire.
Okay, that's a you.
Someone else said, his car might lock me in it, but I drove around with an external explosive device under my butt. And someone said, no big deal, just burning to death while firefighters try to break the shatterproof windows to get you out. Might as well traumatize as many people as possible. What's worse than burning to death? Watching a bunch of people watching someone else burn to death.
Oh, jeez. All right, good conversation about Teslas there.
These are the things we talk about on the podcast.
Yeah.
And this is what we talk about on the podcast. This is what I talk about with my friends.
This is what I talk about. Yeah, and you guys are our friends.
Sorry, I feel the two
welcome
beers.
to the podcast.
I feel the two beers.
I have two comments from yesterday's episode. One from my dad, and then one from James. I thought we would talk about that.
Let's get into it.
So, yesterday we talked about traveling up to my grandma's cabin and the festivities that would happen there, and I mentioned how we...
As a 13-year-old, you would argue about the validity of infant baptism.
Yes. So my dad messages me earlier this morning, and he says, us. Yeah, he messages us. He says, we have a group chat together.
Yeah.
Jay, are you doing okay?
Me and Tim's dad.
Jay?
All together in a group chat. I love it so much.
He texts the group chat more than he calls and texts me individually.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. We call all the time. My dad says, I remember the argument you guys had with James in the car. I jumped in a little and helped soften the blow a bit because I thought, even though I don't agree with child baptism, I knew James was getting ganged up on. So he remembers that. He remembers driving in the car and us arguing. James messages me about an hour later and commented on the same thing. He said, dude, great content on Thursday. I totally remember arguing theology. Oh my gosh. I totally remember arguing theology in the car, and I'm still right, by the way. And then he goes on to list a couple memories he has up at the cabin.
Cool.
So I'm gonna listen to. So he debated one of my buddies about theological stuff. Well, no. He debated with one of my buddies, Josh, till the sun literally came up. And they were debating about how Josh believed the sun revolved around the earth. So they debated for hours. Again, 13.
It does not.
Well, Josh might disagree with you.
It doesn't.
He says, too, another memory he has is watching his first R-rated movie and feeling guilty.
Oh, was it Die Hard?
No.
Oh.
It was Breakfast Club.
Yeah, you should feel guilty about that.
Yeah, you should. So weak, dude. I remember James. He's like, we're not
for sure.
Felt guilty about it. Watching Oceans for the first time. The Oceans 11, 12, and 13.
Oh, yeah.
Those are good movies.
Solid films.
We would make, in Oceans 13, there was a comment about Gilroy and how it would, like, attract females.
Oh, yeah.
And so ever since then, we would just make
pheromones.
We would make jokes about putting a little Gilroy and attracting all these homeschool girls. Never worked. He said he just watched Oceans again last week and still love them.
They stand the test of time. I watched
solid.
Oceans 11 probably 7 weeks ago.
That's so solid.
Great film.
playing poker all night. We did play poker. Us 13-year-old.
It doesn't sound like a lot of sleep happened at this cabin.
We were raging. He says, our buddy Matthew and Ants, enough said, there was a whole debacle about us. Okay, we're 13, dude, and we're out in the middle of like Michigan woods, and there was this huge ant pile. And so I went and got a lighter fluid, put it on the ant pile.
You're such a terrible human.
And we all did it. We were all this. We knew this. All Timmons are trash. And
all Timmons are trash.
We burned the ants. Andy.
All 13-year-old boys are trash.
It hurt our buddy Matthew so bad. Like, he was not happy about it. So it was a good time. That was a huge ordeal back then. Another one, we would do that. We went up multiple times for my birthday. So this could have been all through our times up there. But he said, I had a buddy, Eli, and the same buddy Josh, who he was arguing with about the earth revolving around the sun, or the sun revolving around the earth. He said, well, Eli and Josh did not like each other. But it was my birthday, so I invited both of them because they're both my friends, and they hated each other. And so they fought one of my birthdays the whole time up there. And so they got into like this massive argument, and I said, we're not doing anything. This is me, little 13-year-old me, saying, we're not doing anything until you both say one nice thing about each other.
Oh, my gosh. I hate 13-year-old you so much.
An hour and a half, we sat there, and they would not say anything nice about it. And they finally both said something like, we're not doing anything until, and James is there, and Matt, like all of my buddies there, and I'm having two of these guys say one nice thing about each other. And I wasn't taking any BS, bro. It had to be like a legit nice thing. It had to be something encouraging. It had to be something really nice. And they finally did it, and it was really beautiful. But I love that. That's one of James's.
Such a, oh my gosh, I want to say swear words.
I love it, dude.
Oh my gosh.
I remember that too. That was a good time. It was so funny, yeah. And so, some good cabin memories. So
cool.
Thanks, James.
Let's move on from this
to
another question from our friend Alex.
Yep.
Friday question. My question was going to be, since you and Timon have lived together for so long, when is your relationship considered a civil union?
Yeah, 7 years specifically, and we're on year 5.
Yeah, 2 years away.
Yep.
And then
we've already talked about this multiple times.
He goes on to say, but then I found out this fun fact. In addition, a small number of states have passed laws granting spousal-like rights to unmarried couples through civil unions and domestic partnerships. Indiana law states that a marriage between two people of the same gender is invalid. Only marital union is legal in Indiana between a man and a woman. So that's it. That answers that.
Oh, so we'll never be able to do a civil union?
I mean,
we'll have to move to Illinois
doubtful.
Or Michigan or something.
Yeah, let's move to the closer state, Michigan.
Yeah. Thanks for the question.
It would be cool to get a break on taxes. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But if you have to do something, you have to undo it when I move out. So
right. Yeah, I'm not trying to get.
That'd be a lot of work. I am not trying to. I'm not trying to do that.
I'm not trying to do that either.
But yeah, you're right. We are right around the corner from qualifying for being in a civil union.
I'm about to get that tax write-off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's get some dependents and start a little organization where we get money from the government through less than savory and legal ways. Why not? They just take it. Why not take it back?
Yeah.
It's my money anyways.
We're just giving it away to all different places, all different types of people. One of the things I saw today on Twitter, we talked a little bit about Joe Biden and the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
And so they fact checked it, and they came back, and they're like, "This
the video is real."
The big, they don't even see. They don't say in the fact check. They don't say the video is real. They just say Joe Biden was there. And they felt like the fact check. Well, in the article, they're talking about how there's some people that are like, "Oh, it's a green screen," and they're like, "Fact check, it's not a green screen." And I'm like, that's not the question that most people.
Can we talk about his hand moving through the microphone in a heavily edited kind of way?
And
I'm
might
interested.
be.
I really don't care. Like he said what he said. Like the environment.
Yeah,
It's
And
just
the fact
like,
that he was
why
there-
are you like? Why is this edited so much?
Well,
What's
I was thinking about this, dude. It may not be edited, but explain how that works, right? Because do you remember when that white dress came up? It was that white and gold or black and
it was black and blue,
blue.
potentially yellow and another color, yellow and white. I don't know.
So, do you remember when that was like this like phenomenon and people were like, "Oh, it's white and gold, it's yellow and whatever the other I don't remember
Yeah.
what the other color was."
Depending on what sort of version of colors you see, because everyone sees different
There was
colors.
a scientific breakdown of how you could perceive things based on digitally looking at it and how it actually looks. There's no way it's breaking down for this. They're just like, fact check, you guys are wrong. But they're not even fact checking like the question that's in question. Like, how does he move his hand through the microphone? They're like, fact check, he was actually there. It's not a green screen. Well, that's not my question.
My question has more to do with the microphone than him being there.
Yeah, everything I saw was people said that they photoshopped that microphone in. That's the
But like, why?
But why?
That doesn't
right.
Doesn't make any sense.
But they're fact checking the fact that he was there, and I'm just like, that wasn't ever a question in my mind. But now I guess it's case closed. You're dumb if you don't even think about it. I'm like, oh my gosh,
well, you are.
I am dumb. I am trash. It is what it is.
Speaking of dumb, questions from Jay. His first question is, when will marijuana I don't know what this is. Be legalized in Indiana. It's
Can you spell it real quick?
Marijuana. It sounds foreign.
Marijuana. Yeah, it sounds Hispanic, probably.
Mexican.
Yeah, I don't know, Jay.
Marijuana.
It's gonna be a while before ganja is legal.
I have to look up what
Mary
that is.
Jane,
I don't know what
Devil's Lettuce.
He goes on to say, I've listened to every episode of daily content with some skipping of Dungeons and Dragons. And you haven't listened to every episode, Jay. Besides some skippings of Dungeons and Dragons, because Dungeons and Dragons is satanic.
Oh, that makes sense.
And he goes on to say, that's what Adventures in Odyssey taught me. You want to talk about that for a second?
Wait, I want to do the marijuana. I want to do the marijuana thing real quick.
Oh, when will weed be legal in Indiana?
When will weed be legal in Indiana? I think that's a legit question.
Either never or tomorrow. I'm not sure.
I think it's going to be one of the last places it does become legal. I think it's going to become federally legal before Indiana.
So. Much like gay marriage became federally legal before Indiana recognized it.
We were the last state to allow.
2 years ago, you couldn't buy alcohol on Sunday.
So, I don't understand why they wouldn't legalize. I understand why we wouldn't legalize it in Indiana. It's a pretty red state, conservative state. But we have a lot of great farmland. There's a lot of taxes that can be made. There's an industry that could be produced here. So I could see it happening in the next 5 years or not happening at all, really. So good question. But Adventures in Odyssey and Dungeons and Dragons.
So what's crazy about this is that what is Dungeons and Dragons? If you just had
fantasy.
Imagination. That's kind of what it is, right?
It's just a station full of imagination that you
just an imaginative experience. You play this game with your friends.
Yep.
That's kind of all it is. Some people made it into a bigger thing than that, but it's just like a role play imaginative experience. What is Adventures in Odyssey? It's an imaginative experience,
but with Christians.
But the Christian version of it.
Yeah.
It's like, so I can watch Lord of the Rings, but not Harry Potter.
Wow.
There's magic in both of them.
Yeah,
like
but
they both have wizards.
Yeah. No, they're gray wizards.
So like,
there's only white wizards in Lord of the Rings.
You can't play Dungeons and Dragons, but you can listen to Adventures in Odyssey, which is also a fantasy sort of scenario.
Yeah, based on the Bible. Dungeons and Dragons is based on Satan's books.
I don't know.
The Satanic Bible.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't make
sense
in my brain.
Yeah. Yeah, good question, Jay.
Terrible question, Jay.
Terrible question, Jay.
Terrible.
Marijuana. I wonder what that is. So, anyways, any other questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
I'm out. I'm all out.
We got a message from a new listener.
Oh.
But it doesn't have much to do with daily content.
Okay.
So maybe not.
Do we want? Should we?
No.
No. Okay. Well, we'll talk about that on our Patreon episode. You can find that where you find all of our podcasts.
On the internet.
On the internet. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much for listening to another daily content. Thanks so much for spending another 17 hours with us this episode. Really appreciated it.
Yeah, this episode's an hour and a half long. Hope you enjoy it.
Yep. Make sure to follow us on all socials and subscribe to our YouTube and watch the first 17 seconds of this video to see Joe being really cute. And now he's gone doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's sitting at the top of the stairs
looking at
the cars that drive past on the road.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does.
Yep. So, all right, guys. See ya.
We're done.
Bye.
Nice.